What's up gamers, Duma here. Today I have for you the Nightblade version of the build I just posted for the Warden, taking several pages from that playbook and applying it to the Nightblade class, which end up working super well because it's a sustained damage setup, but the Nightblade brings its own class burst to the table, making it a perfect fit. I did the same thing here with going a little over the line for defense and healing for those learning, with room to dial that back for more output for experienced players. I even went a little bit further with this one and sacrificed a bit of the complexity of the class to make the percentage setup here even easier to play than the typical Nightblade setup, with losing very little of what the class brings to the table. Going to be moving quick here, another fast guide today, and I have the written guide up and available for you now over at the GameRoom.tv. Let's go. Most of your typical Stamblade class preference works here. I'm personally Khajiit. We have a 30 to 34 health and stamina split here. It's a thirsty setup, so we're using the Serpent Mundus, Bear Haunch Food, and Tripods. For our gear, if you like the Warden version, you're in luck, because it's the identical setup, copy-pasted here, with the exception of adding a Frost Staff back bar instead of Sword and Board. Same 3 heavy, 3 medium, 1 light config, with fairly standard traits and enchants, with Markin and double maces. You can add another medium piece, but I wouldn't add any other heavy pieces due to the medium armor passives and the cost reduction for our spammable, among other things. Markin is a great fit here as well for the extra weapon damage and adding even more armor to help us face tank players. CP is here for you. Take note of the Bastion CP node. It's an important part of the defense aspect of the build, and I'll go over in just a moment. And here are your abilities. I'm going to break them down quickly for you and also show you a few examples of what you can move around for more output. I do want to add one more thing for gear. I playtested lots of monster sets, and I want to show you these 3. Balorg is a great pure damage option that synergizes great with Oakfathers. Bloodspawn is a great well-rounded set, giving you more stam sustain for more slippery play and RNG defenses of an ult. With such a cheap costing ult that the Nightblade has, this is fantastic for getting to ult constantly. And finally, Nibene. I actually use this quite a lot. It's great for when you know bombers are around, or DK leaps on you, or bow knockback, or whatever. After everything is rolling on the build, this is about a 19k shield unaffected by Battle Spirit, so it greatly shuts down DKs if they leap on you when not CC immune, and it's helped me escape quite a few bomber pools as well, when I should have died for sure. It has a super short CD as well for such a big shield from a monster set at only 14 seconds, and when not shielded, you reduce damage taken from players by 5%, and then you get a permanent line of crit resistance. It's kind of hit or miss depending on if you're in situations getting the proc. I've had long stretches where the proc was never triggered, and Balorg would have been way better, and I've had stretches where it was popping off constantly. Just a word of caution there. Starting with the back bar here, we are back barring Wretched only, so we need a major and minor buff or debuff back here at least once every 15 seconds. There's lots of buffs going back here between abilities and passives, but one quick internal tracking ability to use is Refreshing Path. It's a 1-tap to proc both parts of the Wretched 5 set. Path is also our major expedition for kiting. Pretty standard back bar stuff here otherwise. A little 1-2-3 combo to escape when snared and being chased is Phantasmal Escape, which breaks snares and gives you immunity into a dodge roll and then path. Don't forget to LA sus all of your kill targets. I spread this everywhere when dancing around. Just get it out as much as you can ahead of time if able, so when you are playing outnumbered and turn and burn a target, that's one less global and bar swap needed potentially. Sigil Gold here, this is good for the passive shield and the minor protection, but I have as many escapes with it as I do having it bugged out and spinning in place and getting killed. So it's more of a passive benefit for most of the time. If it's lagging at all in Cyrodiil, just don't use it, but it's still a decent passive back bar option for kiting. Also, the way I have the bars back here is intentional, because in very aggressive offensive blocks of time, there is nothing back here you need to bar swap for other than a quick path to proc Wretched, assuming Breach is already out. So you maximize your front bar sustained damage from your spammable, which is also a solid part of our defenses due to the throwing knife spammable and how we have it set up. This is kind of the centerpiece of the build. This is both a melee and range spammable, so you can start damaging players way before you get there, keep damaging in when they get distance from you, and it allows you to dance around in ways a traditional spammable can't. We use the scripts of multi-target, which basically turns into a frag grenade exploding on all enemies hit. Then War Mage's Defense, which is kind of busted right now, with the Bastion CP and Major Vitality from the next ability. This is about 4k in shielding a second, just passively absorbing dots and all sorts of junk being thrown at you. Then the Brutality script for our Major Vitality. Right now, I know Nightblade Banes are out there probably anger farting in their chairs about to leave a comment, because this is obviously a weaker choice to power extraction. I'll get to that in just a minute. Stand by. I'm with you there. Let me get this simple version out. It'll make sense why, I promise. Next, we have Wield Soul for a solid heal, a heal over time, and Major Vitality. The final piece to juice the shield from our knife. Healing Contingency. This is a completely replaceable ability for very proficient players. It's just kind of baked into how I play the game now, with lots of PvP setups with aggressive dodge rolls, which is one of the best damage avoidance in the game with iframes. You can dodge roll weave this in a global, which is how I mainly use it when kiting. I also have a short video here, I'll link in the description, that'll teach you to use it how I do if interested. There's more to it than just pressing the button. It's set up with a heal and a heal over time time with Sage's Remedy, and then the third script of your choice. I actually used Expedition here for about half the time, so I had both Major and Minor Expedition with Path, and it was great getting to zip around super fast. And the last half of the playtesting, I used Minor Force here for a bit more RNG damage. Both are great options. Camo Hunter, extra weapon damage from Slayer and our Savagery buff, then Resolve, Incap, basic stuff there. When it's lagging, or when you're in one of those big battles with a million players, or if you're just tired of your Incap getting dodge rolled, Soul Tether is great here as well. I went back and forth and liked them both on the setup. Okay, this is why I have the bar set up like this. This is so it has a maximum simple playstyle. Offensively, literally all you have to do is LSS from the back bar and then legit parse on them with knife, bow proc and Incap when ready. That's it. No other buttons, no other buffs to manage, and you get to capitalize on the range aspect of the throwing knife more often, then had to dip in and get your power extraction buff, as knife is just shy of double its distance. You can play this build from all the way out to 15 yards, which is incredibly powerful for chasing, baiting, kiting, and so on. It's also perfect for learning players or those nervous about trying a full Nightblade kit. Both of your front bar utility heals also give you a hot, and between those two and the knife shielding, that's usually enough to outmuscle most non-sweats. It's incredibly oppressive. Knife is expensive, so I weave in souls for RNG burst heals to break up the flow of stamina sustain as well, topping off any damage I took, and just keep trucking. I promise you'll be surprised at the sustained pressure this puts out, especially when in-capping on CD with the 20% damage increase. Just treat your average geared player like a target dummy and just parse them down. With the passive healing and shielding, there's usually not much they can do about it. Then you still have most of the same strength to do your typical Nightblade 2 or 3 shot with in-cap, bow proc, and spammable if needed. All squishies will just get global that way typically. Even with running the extra tanky, more simple way with a 120 ult in-cap on a 3 mil dummy, so not cheesing Balorg, it's still hitting for almost 40k in-caps and 50k bow procs. Again, that's the simple beefy version. Add extraction and these numbers go up for minor courage, and even further with a higher ult cost from Balorg. So squishies have zero chance against this type of setup. And it's primarily a sustained damage setup with knife spam and its shield. The Nightblade class just pushes the design over the edge with all the burst it brings to the table. And that's it, gamers. It's a nasty one. I hope you enjoy it. I'll leave you with a mixed bag of overworld odds and ends using the simple version. It was a packed jungle out there yesterday for the event, so most of it is just making the best out of the chaos rather than quality prolonged Xing clips, but you'll still get to see everything it's capable of and get the general idea. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
It's time we settle the score. Yeah, it's time we settle the score. Come on, are you ready? Let's go, I got this hunger inside of me, a vicious vendetta that won't ever let up. It's bringing the fire up out of me. I come alive for the rivalry. I hear the talk, but that ain't enough. I'm about to pull the rug on your bluff. I'm fresh out of mercy, you out of luck. Yeah, I stand on my rep and I back it up. Turn up the drama, let's set it off. I'm like a beast on the battleground. This kingdom ain't built for the both of us. I'm on my way to come knock you down. Let's go! This time is personal. It's time to reap what you sow. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This is the end of the road. We got some unfinished business. Your time is ending. Right here, right now. I came to finish you. Game over. I came to finish you. Game over. You woke the lion up in the cage. Open the gates and let's let it bang. I'm on attack, ain't no turning back. Let's burn the bridges up in the flames. You got me eager to bring the pain. This one is deeper than just a game. I stepped in this place undefeated, and I bet you I'll leave out of here the same. Turn up the drama, let's set it off. I'm like a beast on the battleground. This kingdom ain't built for the both of us. I'm on my way to come knock you down. Let's go! This time is personal. It's time to reap what you sow. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This is the end of the road. We got some unfinished business. Your time is ending. Right here, right now. I came to finish you. I came to rise, you came to fall. I came to rise, you came to fall. I came to rise, you came to fall. I came to rise, you came to fall.